What do you do if your students are struggling on a project? First of all, the fact that you know early on that your students are struggling on the project, that's actually really a good thing. I'm actually filming today on Veterans Day, so first of all, I want to say thank you to all the veterans for their service and leadership, because I know so many of them, in addition to their service, continue to serve in public life as educators, firefighters, and so many other areas of public service. So once again, thank you for your continued service, and I hope all of you have had a chance to kind of send a text or send a word of appreciation to all the veterans out there that you know. I know it's so warmly received by them. The first strategy that I want to share is clipboard cruising. I first saw this strategy many years ago at this workshop that I went to called Complex Instruction. And basically, if you can imagine your room, and let's say you have 32 students, I know some have more, some have less, but let's say they're in 8 different groups all across the room, and they're all working on their projects, right? And so you have your clipboard, you're walking around, and you're just making some notations. What is it that you're looking for? Well, naturally you notice also where students are in need and need to grow, and that's helpful. But I want you to really think about what it is that kids are doing well. You know, catching kids doing the right thing. And what might you be looking for? Well, for me, it could be maybe the 5 C's: communication, collaboration, creativity, critical thinking. Maybe, in fact, I'm even looking at just communication. What kinds of communication patterns is helping that particular group or groups to succeed? So as I'm walking around, I'm listening and I'm just taking notes. And I might say, Johnny said this, and Sammy said this, and Alex said this, and Max said this. And I might not actually acknowledge it at the time as I'm moving from station to station to station. They are definitely aware of my presence. They know I'm there, but they don't know what it is that I'm really marking down on that clipboard. But then, 15 minutes before the end of the period, we're having a great discussion, a debrief on the learning. And I might say, Team 1, give a little share on how your team's doing. And then I'm going to be able to ask more questions to elicit more student talk, more dialogue. I'm going to be able to ask, like, what were your thoughts on this? Or, Max, I know you shared this. Really powerful. And then the whole class, because, you know, since they're divided up into 8 groups, group 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the rest of them, right? They didn't see what was happening in group 1. And so they're able to learn from each other. And then through that action, they're able to then think about themselves, and they're able to think about their group and improve. So that's number 1, clipboard cruising. Number 2 is a conference. So I've seen another teacher do this very well, where basically the teacher will have a station kind of in the middle of the classroom, and then they might call a certain team to come up. So I might say, Team 1, come on up, or Team 2, come on up. And maybe different days, there'll be different teams that will go first. So if it was like Team 1 at the first day of the project, then maybe if you're on day 5 of the project, it might be Team 5 that starts off, and then you just rotate around. And you just ask, what's going well? And they could bring their laptop up and share, right? What do you think the next step is? Is there anything I could do to support you? And once again, it's the students who are sharing out on what it is that they're doing, and the students that are kind of like self-monitoring and monitoring themselves, but they know you're watching, they know you're looking, and they're also receiving your affirmation, because when they do share out what's going well, I affirm it. I agree. That's wonderful. Good work. And they're hearing you talk, you catch them doing the right thing over and over and over again. And once again, similar to clipboard cruising, you're able to, at the end of the conferences, share out whole group and do the same thing once again. I had a chance to meet with all the different teams, and Team 3, would you like to share what it is that you're doing? So that's 2. And now moving to 3 is more of a progress monitoring chart. I know I've talked about progress monitoring charts before, and it can be as simple as a Google Doc with like Team 1, Team 2, Team 3, Team 4. And you could just even be typing up things that you see. Oh, in Team 1, I noticed this. In Team 2, I noticed this. And even though you're not individually meeting with the teams, everyone is able to look up at the screen, and they are, by the way, and seeing their name, seeing their affirmation, and seeing that you're noticing, and then that's spurring them on, making them thirsty to do the right thing. Sometimes I'll even color code a little bit for myself. So blue might mean, man, this is a potential mentor text. If you highlight their project in blue, a possible mentor text. Green might be exceeding the standard. They are doing amazing job. They are exceeding the standard. Yellow could mean needing support. So this might be, and I might talk about in a different video, how to provide intervention and support for teams that are in yellow. And then red could be like, there's a major situation going on and they need your direct intervention and support right now. So sometimes I'll even have separate classrooms where I have station teaching where blue and green teams might be doing certain types of activities, whereas yellow and red teams might be giving additional scaffolding and support. I might talk about that at another time. And once again, this strategy allows you to see who is doing exemplary work, who is doing well, who is struggling early on, so that you can continually adjust your instruction. And that's the purpose of progress monitoring and formative assessments. It's not to give a summary judgment, this is your grade, but it's to let students know, hey, you're noticing and you care about them, this is where they're at, you're partnering with them in their own learning and supporting them to the best finish that they can have. So as of this video that being created today, we are in November, heading into Thanksgiving break, soon to start December. So I just wanted to wish you all the best. I know many of you are probably wrapping up some projects at this time, and so wanting you to have the best finish this semester. This is Dr. Kim from Ed Family, where our desire is to support our students with finding out what they're good at so that they can do good with it. Currently at 91 subscribers. If I get to 100, I'll be able to get my own unique URL, which will be easier to remember and share. So thank you all for your support with that by clicking like and subscribe. I appreciate it.